Hey everybody. I previously did a video on DigitalOcean that did pretty well, and I recently did a video on Terraform using AWS that I believe will also do pretty well. So I wanted to cover the two in combination. So Terraform using DigitalOcean, and I wanted to try to get through it pretty quickly because DigitalOcean is a very, very simple way to run your applications in the cloud. So if you're not familiar with DigitalOcean, very cheap virtual private server hosting or cloud hosting for virtual machines where you can run like WordPress or any other application, Linux server that you want. You'll need an account and you'll want to sign into that account once you've created it, which I'm going to do now. In order to get started with your Terraform, remember you have to go and download the Terraform binary. It's very easy. If you're on a Mac, you can do brew install. Otherwise, you can just download the binary directly. And then the very first step, I've already got the documentation pulled up, is we're going to need to download the provider. That's going to take two sections. That's going to take this section here, which tells it where to download the provider and which version, and then this section here, which instantiates the provider itself. So I'll start with this first section, go over to my terminal. I'm going to create a directory called Terraform DO. Whoops, I can't spell. And cd into that directory. And then to start VS Code, type code. Whoopsie, that's not what I wanted. Just to type code, and then main.tf is the name of the file. Once that's created, I'm actually going to move it to one of my open desktops. Okay, good, done. Here it is. And now we'll paste in that provider code. The next thing, as I said, is we're going to want to actually paste the provider in. Okay. And here they're actually referring to a variable that I did not include because we're not going to do it that way. I'm going to delete that variable and we're just going to type the code in directly. The reason they do it this other way is for security. You can just inject it in the environment, or you can put it in the TF-vars file, or inject it here on the command line. There's a number of ways you can get away with not listing tokens or API keys inside of your Terraform file. So that's important, but for the example, I'm just going to type it directly in. So the next thing we need is that token. I'm going to come over here back to my DigitalOcean account, go under API, under tokens, click generate token. The name of the token, we're going to call it Terraform DO tutorial. Generate. When that's done, we're going to grab this key right here and paste it in there. Okay, now once that's done, we're actually ready to initialize our Terraform configuration. So this is downloading the required provider so that Terraform knows what to do with all the keywords we're going to put in here. So that's done. Just for the record, that creates a hidden directory called .terraform, and all those files go in there. Now, next thing we're going to try to do is create a droplet, which is what they call VMs in DigitalOcean. So here's the documentation I have pulled up already for that. I'm going to take this and I am going to, whoopsie, I'm going to paste it below. And I'm going to change the region to NY3 because 2 is no longer available. It's like out of capacity. And then run a save. And that's pretty much ready to go. One more step we haven't done yet, which I messed up on the AWS tutorial if you watched it, is the SSH key. Anytime you create a VM, you need an SSH key to access it. So under, I believe, settings, yeah, security, I have an SSH key here, but I'm actually going to generate a brand new one. So to do that, we're going to type SSH keygen. And I'm going to teach you something very naughty right now, which is what they call a passphraseless SSH key. It means a key with no password. So enter, enter, enter. There's no password on that key. That key was generated under the home directory. That's what the tilde does. It's a shortcut for /home, home and my user, /home/my user, and then .ssh for the hidden folder. So you got two files under there, one with a .pub extension and one with nothing. The one with nothing is your private key. This stays on your machine. It never leaves. No one ever sees it. The one with .pub is the one that you can share with other providers so that they can match up to your private key, and the sort of encryption is, unlocked, if you will. and they know it's you, you know it's them, kind of thing, and then you can communicate securely. So I'm going to cat, oopsie, I'm going to cat this public key, which prints it to my screen. That's what cat does if you're not familiar with it. And then we want to copy this, and we want to come back over to DigitalOcean and hit add SSH key and paste that in. And again, I'm going to call this Terraform DO tutorial for the name of this SSH key. And add it. All right, now that that SSH key is added, we need to specify it in this config. The way you do that is SSH keys. It's always plural, and in that case, it's a list. So we put these brackets and the name of the key, which I just said was Terraform DO. What did I say? Tutorial. Okay, that should be all we need. By doing this, I should be able to run a Terraform apply now with this config, and everything should work. So it shows that it's going to create it with that SSH key. I'm going to say yes. I love to watch it while it's creating, so I'm going to come over here to droplets, and we should see it appear. Still not there yet. Getting nervous. Are we having a demo failure? Let's go back over here and check. Oh, something failed. That's why. Invalid key identifiers. That sounds like it didn't like the SSH key. Yeah, Terraform DO tutorial. Our invalid key identifiers. Oh, I did that wrong. You can't do that. This actually needs to be the fingerprint of the SSH key, not the name of it. If you read their docs, there's two ways to kind of go about this. Nope, not that one. You can either paste in the fingerprint like I'm going to do from right here. Oops. Or you can communicate with their API or through their CLI tool to get the actual ID. So the easier thing is just to grab it from the UI console, the fingerprint, and use that. So I'm doing that. So now when I do a Terraform apply, it's going to work. Yay for mistakes again. Can't get out of a video without a mistake. It's a good thing, I think. That's why I leave it in. All right, and now I want to see it being created, which should show right up. Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Let's go to droplets. And boom, there it is. So you can see it spinning up. It's not yet created. So now we'll just watch Terraform finish. 20 seconds has elapsed. Kind of pulls every 10 seconds to see what's created, and then it shouldn't take but 10 seconds more, I would say, and it'll be done. All right, we're finally done. So Terraform show. This shows what was created with the actual state. So you can see here we have the public IP address. We didn't have to do anything extra to get that public IP like we had to in the AWS video. With DigitalOcean, you get one automatically. We're going to log in as root in that IP, and it's going to tell us that it's not up yet. So now what we can do is come in here to Access Console. And what we want to see is a login prompt. If we don't see a login prompt, it means that the machine is not booting yet. Oh, and now we have a login prompt, which means if I come back here, it should be good to go. Yep. And we are up, ladies and gentlemen. So we are on this machine. And just as we always do at the end, we will Terraform destroy and bring our machine down and watch it disappear. In fact, it'll be fun to watch the console say that it's shutting down as we're here. Hasn't done it yet. So I'm just pressing return. It's still up. But destroy is in progress. There it goes. Now it's dead. It may not have printed any messages, just kind of killed it right away. They're probably printing those messages to another log, so we didn't see it. Anyway, let's click droplets. It should be gone. It is gone. Come back. All done. Terraform show. Probably nothing. Correct. That's the end of the video. If you liked this, please like and subscribe. If you have any future requests you'd like to see me do, please let me know.